And we are very pleased to be joined by Michael Brantley on the Matt Thomas Show. Michael has gone through a lot to get back on the field, get back in the batter's box, and he has been a contributor since joining the team a few weeks ago. Michael, it's Matt and Ross. First of all, thanks for joining us. This has to be a bittersweet time for you that you've had to go through all those months of rehab to finally get back on the playing field. How good does it feel? Just take us through the whole last year and a half and working your way back on this Major League roster.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. Yeah, obviously it's been a longer journey than anyone expected or I wanted to go through personally. But at the same time, I'm back on the field and being able to be with my teammates that, I really much appreciate their support throughout, the last year. Supporting me and be out there and, playing baseball again and, helping win a few ball games. So it's been nice. Frankly,
it's just good to hear your voice, Michael. I mean, I know you've been with the team a lot and been around it, but there's a difference, obviously, from being in the clubhouse and being in the dugout to actually seeing your name on the lineup card. You've been in this sport a very long period of time, but were there extra nerves when you saw that lineup card and had your name in it for the first time this year?
I did. I had jitters, and I kind of liked it. I've been in this game for a little while, so I don't always get too excited over every game, but especially mid-season. But that one, I had some jitters, so I really appreciated having those jitters and those feelings to be back in that lineup, and knowing that I had that that chance to play another game in the major league level, and just thank to my teammates for continuing to push me to get to this point. It was just a great feeling.
And what was that just been like for you as far as you mentioned the mentality of it? Was there ever a point where you felt like my major league career could be over right now, or just kind of take us through what your feelings have been throughout this year?
Well, for me personally, I have a great support staff around me from my wife, my family, this teammate, this organization. So I'm very appreciative of that for keeping me going. But anytime that somebody has, a surgery and you're coming back and, you hit bumps in the road, you do doubt that, you do question that. I feel like that's human nature, especially if you don't see no light at the end of the tunnel or you keep having setbacks. But, what I've known from my whole life and how I was raised, you just keep pushing forward. Just keep working, and just work as hard as you can and control what you control. What you can't control, let it go. So I really just kept, sticking to the process, the routine, not knowing exactly if I was going to make it back, but I was very fortunate enough to, turn the page and get around to, be healthy enough to come contribute.
Michael Brantley with us here on the Matt Thomas Show. Michael, when we've talked to you in years past, you have never hidden the fact you were never a big fan of a DH day. Have you kind of had to adjust that mentality a little bit?
Yeah. The more I do it, the better routine I get. I'm very routine oriented, and I always said that. I did the same thing every single day, from my cage work to BP to, pregame work. So just finding a routine for me of what I like to do in between at bats, how to stay loose and stuff like that. So I got a little bit of a routine going, so I don't mind it as much now, but I really do obviously still like playing left field.
This has been an interesting run for your team and your teammates. Last year was a cakewalk, and this year has been ups and downs. Have you ever been around an experience where, it's come down to, I got to win this series, got to win this game, and then you lose the game, and you're like, well, the standings still show we're in first place, so just got to shake it off and play the next game?
Well, that's the thing. At the major league level, we play every single day, so you got to have short-term memory. Yeah, it was a tough loss last night, but at the same time, we're still playing a very good Baltimore team that is coming to win a ball game today. So we got to match their intensity, their energy, and find a way to get a win tonight.
Are you taking any credit for Yordan Alvarez's improved play in left field defensively? Go ahead if you want to.
No, not at all. No, Yordan is a good left fielder. He puts in his time, puts in his work, and nope, no credit there. It's all him.
Yeah, that's awful modest of you. I mean, look, there was a lot of times where people were like, he should only be a DH. And as you know, playing in this game, to be fully invested in a sport, you've got to play the defensive side of things too, correct?
I just personally like doing it for the flow and the rhythm of the game. You hit, you come in, you get your glove, you go back out, you're locked in. With DH, you get more downtime. It's more just thinking about, obviously the offensive side. You don't have to worry about positioning or, the situation of the game. So it's really about the mental side of the game from DH to left field, of just staying in the game, understanding what's going on, and feeling like the rhythm and the flow of the game.
You know, I travel with the Rockets as a radio announcer, and the two most important people on our traveling group are the masseuses, because they keep everybody flexible and feeling good with aches and pains and joints and whatnot. Is that an additional part of your career now after a couple of games that you've played, is getting that intense massage? Because you know what? It's you don't want things to reoccur and have things flare up again.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's very important just for physical health overall, but especially, you know, you can't duplicate, you know, high-intensity Major League, you know, baseball games. I don't care how you try to do it, whether it's minor league, you know, or anything else. So after the first couple of games, you know, I come in, get my legs worked on, hamstrings, make sure I'm doing extra work, you know, after games for recovery purposes. I really take pride in trying to take care of my body the best I can, whether it's eating, sleeping, you know, getting massage work, as we just talked about, to stay on the field, to make sure I feel good, or at least the best I can feel that day. Because we do play a lot of games in a row, and you're not going to always feel your best. But, you know, it's our job to take care of your body the best we can, you know, to succeed on the field.
So how have you been feeling physically, and what are the conversations like about the workload and what days you're going to play and things like that?
Yeah, I've been doing well. You know, there's always going to be, you know, bumps in the road coming back, obviously. But at the same time, you know, we have a great, you know, medical staff here. Dusty's been great. We're open communication to how I'm feeling, what we're thinking about, you know, each series, and you know what I can handle. My biggest thing is I want to stay healthy and contribute down the way, but I also want to stay as fresh as I can and healthy as I can as well. So you always got to kind of talk through that, and we knew that coming in. You know, activating me off the IL, and everything's been going great.
Did you feel any pressure having to buy good food for the Space Cowboys when you're on rehab appearances? Isn't it like the protocol for you guys to go down there and feed them well?
We have a great dietitian down there, so it wasn't on me. I just told her she can get whatever she wants, and I'll pay for it and make the boys happy. So I give them a lot more credit to the dietitian down there than actually that I really did.
So you didn't like sneak in some cheeseburgers or a couple of fillets for the boys? I mean, you were very polite in offering to pay for everything, but man, they have to go to the dietitian. That's not any fun.
Well, only thing I always ask for, I'll tell you what we got. We got filet and lobster.
Oh, yeah.
And then we got dessert. So I got that when I was down there. So the boys appreciate it, but I always ask for fillets. You can't go wrong with steak, but then you add a little lobster, so it's even better. And then, of course, you get dessert, so no one can complain. So it was great.
Man, you may be the nicest person I've ever talked to in my life in baseball. I mean, I haven't heard a word bad about you in your entire Major League career. And for that, you added lobster to AAA baseball players. You are the nicest guy on earth. Hey, it's great to have you back in the lineup wearing Astros gear, not Space Cowboys gear. Have a great rest of the season. Help this team make a couple of great throws in the playoffs like you've done in years past, and we wish you nothing but the very best.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
All right, take care of yourself. All right, Michael Brantley with us on the show. You bring lobster tail to a AAA ballpark.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be like me bringing you a cheeseburger. That's how nice he is.
I guess I could keep holding my breath on that. Yeah, I'm sure J.J. Matijevic was very appreciative.
Ronel Blanco. Oh, this is really good.
Yes, right.